Today on episode 135 of Typical Chicago Fans, we have Sinkers and Floaters, the TCF Sports Minute, our pick 3 of the week, everyday Madden ratings, and the top 3 country flags. Let's roll. Hello and welcome to episode 135, or as Matt likes to call it, the Century Frank Thomas episode of Typical Chicago Fans, brought to you by our incredible sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee. Make sure to follow our main page on Twitter at typical_Chicago. Head to Facebook and Instagram for those pages. Give those a like. Go on over to YouTube. Subscribe there for all of our content in video form. Subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe and give a rating on Spotify. Find us on Spreaker, Google Podcasts. Wherever you get your podcasts, we are there. You can find the gentleman that I'm joined with tonight. That is Zach at Z Lilia TCF. And Maddie at schools_01. I am Boomy on Twitter at BoomyTCF. But boys, here we are, the Century Frank Thomas episode. We just skipped spring. This is ridiculous.
We absolutely skipped spring.
Dude, you went from furnace to air conditioner, and then one day to the next.
Literally.
It was fucking wild.
Literally,
yeah, unbelievable. First of all, I had to fix the fan on my air conditioner, so it's whatever you call it, big boy purchases or whatever new things you have to do as a homeowner. But yeah, I had to fix my air conditioner right as it gets warm. Luckily, I got it fixed pretty quick. But yeah, what is it, 90s, high 80s?
Yeah,
it was like 92 today, I saw. Yeah,
but it will cool down.
Speaking of the Frank Thomas episode, you mentioned the name in 35. Is there a better call in the world than Gene Honda at Comiskey than that number 35 when he does that? It was just a wild voice. I don't know why that just popped in my head, but I had to get that out. I'm sorry.
That's up there with the Derek Jeter.
Yeah,
the name.
Gene Honda's got a fantastic voice. We all know I'm not a.
But it's just it's the perfect name though.
Yeah, number 35, Frank.
It just worked perfectly. It was like the inflection or whatever.
He was the Hawks PA guy for a while too. Just a great voice. Didn't mean to cut off the weather there. I just had to give Gene Honda a shout out there.
Love
I'm sorry.
Shout out Gene Honda. All right, I know he's listening out there. So
maybe
shout out
we get Gene Honda on the pod.
We got to work on that.
We do.
Yeah.
We got to work on that.
I can't imagine he wants to do walk-up calls or anything though, like when he's being interviewed.
I'm sure we could scrape some money together and make it happen, boys.
A fucking cameo.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever. We'll take what we can get. All right.
Yeah.
But no, Zach, I'm with you on the air conditioning though. Our air conditioner went out. We blew a fuse October, like right at the end of air conditioning season, maybe September, whatever, and we just never got it fixed.
That's a problem for tomorrow.
Yeah, man,
it's 90 degrees and your house is so hot.
So it's been kind of like that this week. Luckily, the basement is an ice box, so I just kind of hang out down here and stay. And I will be thankful.
Me sleeping on the couch.
It might have to get down to it, but so far it has stayed fairly cool.
It's supposed to cool down though.
Brick house, but yeah. Oh, it's supposed to be like 60s next week, so there's not a whole lot of complaining. But yeah, this is. We joke about it. We're just gonna skip spring. Like we legitimately.
Oh, we
did not have a spring. Like that's not even being facetious there. So, but are you guys excited? Like it's legitimately summer now. Is that a good thing in your mind?
It's better than
kind of. I don't like sweating very much.
I will take summer every day of the week instead of what we get in February.
Very true.
I'll take sweating over not being able to feel my fingers and toes. I
don't like the cold. My kid hates this. He hates it when it's this hot. Fucking hates it. It's wild.
Me too.
Yeah, he wants to stay inside in the air conditioner and play with his toys in the basement. It's nuts.
Me too.
He wants nothing to do with being outside right now.
That poor kid's going to be on the first flight out of Illinois the day.
Yeah, he's going to be the kid that moves to like Colorado or something, moves in the mountains.
Yeah. Oh, that's hard. I was just there. Love that place. So tell them I got some recommendations. It's a good place to go.
Yeah,
so, but let's jump into it. As always, we've got sinkers and floaters. And my sinker is flying. Like I said, I was in Colorado last weekend for a wedding, and our flight was actually pretty solid. Everything was pretty smooth. But for a passenger that had no flying experience in West Palm Beach, Florida this year, it didn't go so well because there was an urgent plea for help when the pilot of a small plane suddenly fell ill off of Florida's Atlantic coast. The passenger who was in the plane, who had, like I said, had zero flying experience, was somehow able to safely land this small plane with
So
help
is
of
it
air
that
traffic
easy
control.
to do it, or what happens here?
I can't imagine that it's that easy, but they did say that like he was on the headset with air traffic control, and they got someone
telling them what's going on.
Right, but obviously, I mean, it can't be that easy. I mean, this thing is still a Cessna. I mean, the guy came on the speaker and just said, "I've got a serious situation here. My pilot has gone incoherent, and I have no idea how to fly the airplane."
Oh my goodness!
One of the guys in the towers apparently has a side gig as a flight instructor, so he pulled up that plane's controls and panels. And like apparently he's never flown that particular plane, but he pulled up the flight panel and walked the guy through everything, how to land it from the tower. So kind of two heroes of that one, man. Like both the guy flying and the guy calling it.
So my question for you guys is if given 100 opportunities in this guy's situation, how many times are you safely landing that plane?
6.
That's fair. Zach?
Out of 100?
Out of 100. No,
I'm shitting myself 94% of the time. There's no question.
Yeah, I got puckered up just reading this story. So
it's a wild. You've got to be.
I'm going 50-50.
No chance you're at 50.
Some of it depends how like. It was a private flight.
You gotta
private plane,
listen up. What they're telling you what to do, and then you do it. Come on.
Yeah, until you're in the cockpit. Like, put yourself in the cockpit as
I
Earth is approaching.
understand that, but you got the adrenaline has to be running.
Let's just say this isn't being at the free throw line of regionals or something. This is a little bit.
That.
The stakes are real high here.
I understand that, but I still think we're. I think we can do it. Come on, guys!
It all depends on your mental frame at the moment, because if you're in a place where you're like, I'm ready to do what happens. If you're in that spot where it's like, fuck it, I don't care, you might have a good chance. Like, you've got to be willing to just say, if I die, I die kind of thing. That's the only way you make it. Because otherwise you're going to be fucking rattled.
Yes, that's very true. Hopefully we
are
never in this situation.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, let's go ahead and hope for that.
Like, I will not be the guy that's like run into the cockpit volunteering to try to control this thing. That wouldn't be me. Be in the back, praying to Jesus or whatever the hell I got to do at that point. So
I'm taking over. My sinker is pollen. Pollen sucks. It's allergy season. The other day we were at the golf course, and Boomy's brother, he kind of like hits the tree with his golf club, and you just see pollen come right off of that thing, and you just know allergy season. I hate allergies, and it's the perfect season for the trees or whatever to have pollen on them. I'm already over it. I don't know if you guys suffer with any kind of allergies, but it's a tough time of year. And it goes through summer, I feel like.
Oh, for sure. I don't get it too bad, but like when I do get, like any sort of reaction or whatever, it's the worst. So I'm with you. And especially like it came, like we talked about, basically skipping spring. Like it came really fast. There was no like leading up.
No in between.
Right. I feel like I went from like 0 leaves on all my trees to every single leaf everywhere in the matter of like 2 weeks. And with that, I mean, when you have those kinds of seasonal allergies, this is not a good time for you. And then you have to walk around with like a puffy face because your allergies are just horrible for months. Like that is one of the big downfalls of this time of year. Maddie, are you a allergy sufferer?
Yeah, if I've got to take a pill for it, like one of those, maybe not daily, but regularly, or else it gets bad. But no
Same.
bueno at all there. It sucks. I'm gonna piggyback though for my floaters. Seasonal is fucking bugs and swarms of bugs.
Mm-hmm.
They're everywhere right now. There's like baseball games getting canceled. I was out for a walk with
What?
my wife. Yeah, like youth games I saw were getting canceled because swarms of bugs in the area are descending on baseball fields and shit. Wild,
Jeez.
absolutely crazy turn of events.
That's
I
crazy.
I went for a walk with my wife and kid tonight. We went and got some ice cream at this place, walked across like the river and walked over the bridge. Just absolute swarms of shit just piling on us right now because no one sprayed for anything. It was miserable. I'm sorry. Like it's nice the weather and all
Oh,
that we
My
talked about.
gosh.
The bugs right now. I had one like stuck to my hand, landed in my kid's ice cream. So fucking
Oh
he didn't want to
man.
eat that, so he tossed it. Just one of those. It was just a mess. So bugs, get the fuck out.
ugh, that is. And like you said, with until they get to spraying and everything, it's not going to get a whole
You
lot
don't
better.
even
I
know
did
what these
notice
little
that.
ones are either. These ones are
Bugs stink.
they're not even like you don't even see them until you're like about 10 feet away, and it's just like this mist of them
Oh,
just floating around. It's just I don't know. It sucks.
No thanks.
So
I already
that's it.
noticed
I
that
sound like
June
a
bug the
bitch, I
other
know,
night.
but whatever.
no,
Bugs,
I
that's just like
totally agree with you. Bugs stink.
yeah, it was miserable. Like
I already
so
noticed
there
the
is.
June bug
Let's
out
not
the other
act
night.
like now that weather's nice, like everything's all sunshine and rainbows and shit.
It gets
Oh,
worse.
it doesn't matter what the weather is. There's going to be something we're going to complain about. So if you're new to the show, just know we're always going to have some sort of issue.
Not gonna lie, bug spray, the smell, I kind of like it.
That's a
Kind
wild
of
thing.
like,
I've never heard
kind of
anybody
like
say
That
this.
that. I don't know why. Maybe it's
is
like the
wild. I
scent of
hate that
the
smell.
scent of freedom. Maybe I don't know.
Maddie just loves the smell of DEET in the morning.
Yeah,
Wait,
rub a little
wait.
DEET on the canoes, and you're good shape for the day. Covers all the sweat.
No. When you smell bug spray, you smell freedom.
Yeah, freedom from
That's
bugs, man.
Very true.
that's fair.
Very true.
That
Good call.
that is fair. My floater, on the other hand, is garage sales and thrifting, because a woman um, was in San Antonio, Texas. She was actually at a Goodwill store, but she had been out, at different garage sales and thrifting all day, and she came across a statue, a marble statue bust that she had purchased from this Goodwill for $35, and took it to a San Antonio museum where experts determined it was a centuries-old sculpture from Germany since World War II. And I believe that they said, or no, I'm sorry, they thought it was a sculpture from World War II. Turns out this is a sculpture from the Roman Empire, and is worth millions of dollars. So, like I said, they thought it was, and it appears that he has joined the show as our middle part there for a second. But shout out to that, like $35 for a couple, cool mill. But
Wasn't
yeah,
that thing owned by the Nazis though? So it's like, isn't there some scandal to it that like it's got to be seized by the German government now or something? I don't know.
yeah. Yeah, so it says here the sculpture was last seen in Aschenfenberg, Germany in the
Nailed it.
1940s. Yeah, absolutely. I've been studying that one. But then, like I said, they actually dated it, and they believe it is from either the 1st century BC or 1st century AD. So there's a chance that this
Have you
Roman.
guys ever watched Antique Roadshow?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like this always happens. It's like, oh, I bought this thing at a garage sale for $25. Oh, it's worth $50,000. Like it's like these things are like people don't realize it, and they're like, oh, well, let's take it to the Antique Roadshow.
Yep, absolutely. I love that show, but I feel like a lot of that stuff.
You strike me as an Antique Roadshow guy. You know what I think of that? When I
It's
think
so
of that
true
show,
that they
I
have
think of
to
Grandma's
be
Boy.
picking people out. What did you say?
Oh,
I always think of Grandma's Boy, that movie, because
yes.
they get baked and watch that show with the grandmas and
Oh
stuff.
my
That was
goodness.
awesome.
Nick
Yes. No,
Swartzen
that
is
show's
the
great.
best. Nick
Yeah.
Swartzen's
Good.
the best.
Underrated movie. Great movie, in my opinion.
Zach, to your point there, though, I believe I heard somewhere that in Antique Roadshow, they literally will have thousands of people show up and they walk the experts down the line and be like, oh, that thing's going to be valuable. That is.
Yeah.
And then those are the
it's just
people
like
they put
Pawn
on
Stars.
camera.
It's just like Pawn Stars.
Oh, yeah.
They're not going to put the random shit on there all the time.
Yeah. And speaking what Matt said, that there is that this thing's worth millions, but due to international art law, which I didn't know was a thing, that she cannot keep it or sell it, that it has to be returned to the German government, I believe, which is kind of wild because I think they stole it too. But
no,
well, just watch The Monument Men; they'll figure that one out. But yeah, that stinks. I mean, that woman. I wouldn't have, I don't know. If you guys find that, do you take it to
Yes, because I don't want to be any part of this.
Yeah, being, aligned with, the German government allegedly stealing this piece,
I would not like to be on the wrong side of this situation.
Yeah, and I feel like the art game is, insane. I think
very
they
sketchy.
talk about it on Dog Walk. Yeah, I'd stay away. I think that's the safe bet.
They're usually good to not side with the Nazis, most typically.
Yeah, if you guys don't know that, write that down.
Just a little bit of a heads up in case you had any questions on that.
Maddie wants everyone to know he's anti-Nazi.
I just want to make it very clear to everybody at this point.
I am too. Boomy is too.
Yes,
very anti-Nazi podcast.
Yeah,
sure.
My floater is the sun going down later and later. I don't know when it's going to switch or whatever, but
Zach went allergy season and sunset. He's just like, give me the best of both worlds at this year right now.
Because the sunset, well, I mean, I like to golf after work, so I want the sun to be up as much as it can. So I feel like over the next month or so, it's going to go the right way. I don't know when the time changes or whatever, but
October, I think. It's a nice feeling to fire up the
beautiful.
grill at 8:00 and know you still got almost an hour of that's when it's nice.
Beautiful.
Great call,
all right,
Matt. What's your favorite?
I'm going back to the well of South Carolina, and if there's a state that's rapidly approaching Florida for most wild stories coming out of it, it's South Carolina's making a charge. But this one, my floater, technically, I guess you could say, is karma. And karma doesn't always bat 1,000 because I don't think karma always shows up. You want it to show up, it doesn't always show up. But boy, when it does show up, does she connect? And there's fireworks, man. It's magic when karma shows up and connects on one. Hits one usually about 450 to dead center. And this one's no different. South Carolina, a man had a heart attack while digging a hole in his backyard to bury his girlfriend, who he just strangled to death. Absolutely, karma showing up in an absolute epic way. Yeah, guy strangled 60-year-old man, Joseph McKinnon of Trenton, South Carolina, strangled his girlfriend. Unfortunately, shout out to her family. T's and P's to them, because you don't want to see anybody die, obviously. But if someone's going to murder somebody, instant karma is a good way to serve it up. And as he's digging the hole to bury her in, after he brutally murdered her, he suffered a heart attack. Digging the hole, died right there on the spot. And so it's like, if justice couldn't be served any quicker, I think that's about the quickest way you can pull it off, in my opinion. So, yeah,
that is as quick as you can do it.
You almost feel like if you believe in some people become ghosts, or have the ability to, come back in another form after they're brutally killed like that. Like, she's just like, nope, I'm gonna take care of this once and for all, right before I fucking get out of here. Body's not even fucking, it's not even cold yet, and she already did her business. So, took care of the guy, heart attack, boom, on the spot.
Bye-bye.
They found him. Yeah, some like neighbors reported the guy. They saw him unresponsive in the yard, so they called the police. Yeah, my neighbor's in the yard, passed out. They go over there. He's dead. They look in the hole. There's a woman wrapped in bags and a hole dug for her.
That's what they call an
karma.
open and shut case.
Yeah, I don't think the investigators are going to have much of a tough time with this one.
No,
No need for the first 48 television crews to come rolling in on that one.
48 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was. I saw that on Hard Factor today. That was insane. I
saw it somewhere. Someone was talking about it the other day, but I saw it on a website or something. And then I heard about them. They were talking this morning about on their show too. So it was a wild story.
Perfect poetic justice. Scumbag kind of got what he had coming. So
for sure.
All right, good sinkers and floaters. As always, we got to jump into the TCF Sports Minute, and obviously the Bulls. We're eliminated in the first round. We're sitting in the conference semifinals. We've got the Heat just won the series. They finish up the 76ers. They're moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals. In the other series in the East, we've got the Bucks up 3-2. They will be playing tomorrow night in Milwaukee. Boys, you guys were both very high on Boston. You think there's still a chance that Boston's going to pull this out, or is Milwaukee just too much right now?
I don't know how Boston recovers from that.
Yeah, that was a tough loss. I mean, they had that game won at home.
Yeah.
And you lose that game, and now you go back to Milwaukee in a closeout game. That's tough.
The way they had a stranglehold on that game with 2 minutes left, like they did. The only way they could have lost it is the way they fucking did. Like it was like what Drew Holiday, man, couple unbelievable plays, the block, the steal, to seal it, unbelievable turn of events in that last 2 minutes. Crazy game, crazy series.
The NBA playoffs are amazing right now.
Both NHL and NBA. Now we'll get to the NHL.
But you know what I mean? Like we have 3-2, we have 3-2, 3-2,
everything
3-2.
Is.
Like that's
everything
awesome.
Is. Yeah, it's nuts.
Yes.
I know the Grizzlies may not have a chance or whatever, but like every series seems like anyone could win the NBA playoffs. Who knows?
Not wrong.
Yeah, and that's exactly like Zach with the Grizzlies. I mean, obviously, with Ja out, but it's still
they
like
win that game
happening.
They win that game in a fashion where you have to go into they're going to Golden State, right?
Yes.
You have to go into that game thinking, if we can somehow win this game, we're going back to Memphis, Game 7, and you already won by what, 20 points?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if maybe the Golden State Warriors took a game off. Who knows what's going on there? But, I mean, this is humongous. I mean, who would have thought this was going to happen? You thought, John Morant's out. The Grizzlies are done. But no, they come back and win what? By 20 points? More than they've won by any game in this series without John Morant.
They won by 29. They almost beat them by by
39.
Oh,
they were up by
39.
50. They were up by 50, over 50 at one point.
This may be the best playoffs we've seen in a very long time.
I agree.
Just how competitive it is.
From like top to bottom, every series in the conference semifinals. I mean, this is exactly what you want.
Fight.
Oh yeah.
And it looks like, I don't want to call it too early, but it looks like we're going to have a series go 7 games.
You can call this one. This one's dead.
Dallas is up 22 on Phoenix. That's going to head to a Game 7. Also in the West, like you guys talked about, we got another series in Game 6. And I mean, none of these series are done early. The fastest series, the one done already, is Miami and Philly.
Just ended tonight.
And that ended.
Philly is a good team, but Miami
a mess.
Just has more.
Yeah,
Philly's a mess.
Philly is a mess.
Philly and Brooklyn.
Yeah,
do you think Doc Rivers will be the coach still next year?
No,
I don't think so either.
Good.
I don't think he will.
It's like lost all credibility. It's wild.
Well, I feel like a guy like him, he kind of demands so much out of his players that, like, after a while, it kind of gets old. Like the same thing in Boston, like it just gets old.
Right, it's like the Tom Thibodeau effect.
Yeah, same thing with Thibodeau. Same thing.
Yep, it's a great strategy, but you're coaching grown men out there.
After a while, it's like I'm tired of getting yelled at.
Exactly. But no, NBA playoffs have been phenomenal.
Maddie? He's frozen. He's frozen,
Yes, he is.
and it looks pretty funny. Maddie?
He looked like Seth Rogen stoned out of his mind.
Who?
You were froze for 20 seconds, yeah.
You guys disappeared for a second. Like everybody got disconnected on my end, it looked like.
Oh, we're not cutting this. We're not cutting this. We're not cutting this.
Fine. Shout out to Seth Rogen. This is the end.
Who do you think is going to win the NBA playoffs as of right now?
Milwaukee.
Good question. Yeah.
I think the
Milwaukee.
I think the Warriors.
I'll give you that. Like, they have the experience. They've done it before. They've got the leaders. But, like, whoever wins the East is going to win this. And I think it's either going to be Milwaukee or Miami. Miami is just like, I know they have some really, really good players.
You think the Miami Heat could win the NBA playoffs?
Yes.
I think any team left could, to be perfectly honest. I think it's so wide open, really.
It is, and that's what's fun. I love that.
Sure. Totally agree. That's what the NBA needed.
Yes.
I don't know.
Feels like it was always like, it was going to be the Warriors and whatever team LeBron was on in the East. And it's like, finally, we're going to get some different teams, maybe. Like the Warriors, they went down 3-2 to the Grizzlies. Like, it's going to be tough for them in the next series. And then maybe Dallas can keep it moving. Like, who knows?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, being in the playoffs would be in the NBA playoffs in the championship game would be fun.
Yeah, they're just grit, man. But like speaking to your point about the Heat, I feel like right now they can play almost any style right now. They just won tonight's game and gave up 90 points, which you don't see that often in the NBA anymore. They didn't even score over 100, but they can also come out like they did in Game 5 and put up 120 and beat you by 35. I think they can play a lot of different speeds, a lot of different.
Okay, can I say something that's gonna hurt me to say this? I think Eric Spoelstra is a very good NBA coach. I know he got a lot of shit when he had like LeBron and D Wade and Chris Bosh or whatever, and he's winning NBA championships. Like, this guy is gonna win NBA championships because of these guys. No, he is a very good coach.
Look at NBA coaching turnover, dude. He's still there. He's been there a long time now. It's proofs in the pudding. He's
Pat Riley is not going to keep a guy who stinks.
Right. And I mean, you talk about a grinder. This guy, I mean, he was a video coordinator, and he's started legitimately at the bottom of an NBA organization, and is always there. Right in the last 12 plus years. The Heat have always been there, in the playoffs.
In the bubble, out of the bubble, they're always in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're always consistent, and it doesn't matter. I mean, they've had some big turnover in the last couple of years. Guys in and out, but they're doing it really well right now. And I think Philly's down. Like you guys talked about, Philly's kind of a train wreck right now. But they took care of business and they win that series 4-2, and now they get to rest and wait for whoever is going to knock each other out in the Milwaukee-Boston series. But they're tough, man. I really like.
Can I say something crazy? I've seen some things that the Brooklyn Nets are going to be trading Ben Simmons, so he's going to play 0 games for them.
He is such a fraud.
They're going to get nothing out of him.
Such a fraud, man. I don't understand what Brooklyn's trying to do. I don't know, man. It clearly didn't end well going through this season in the playoffs. So I get the aspect of you want to change things up. You might want to move on from Ben Simmons because of the headache it created. But like you said, Zach, you're literally going to move on with you didn't get anything.
Yeah, but what are you going to get back in return?
Yeah,
you're not going to get anything in a trade.
I guess that's kind of what you have to look at. But he played no games for them. He was about to play 1 game.
Well, it was a sideshow the whole year, right? In Philly. And then he goes to Brooklyn, and it's a sideshow, and it's all the conversation
Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons should not be in the NBA.
Well, that's what, when he got to the Nets, the conversation was never about how the Nets are playing. it was always
it
Ben
was like,
Simmons
is he going to get
attachment
back?
to it.
Is he going to be able to play?
Right.
What's going on here? And then he almost plays and then didn't play.
And then when you have that media circus going around, like I understand the professionals, but it's hard to focus when you've got, is this guy in? Is he out? Are we trading this guy?
Awful.
Are we moving this piece? I'm with you. Good riddance, Ben Simmons. Let's move in to some hockey. And speaking, like you guys said, of good playoffs, hockey playoffs have been phenomenal so far. We've only got one series sweep. Every other series, all 7 other series before we recorded today, we're at 3-2. I saw that Boston tied up their series and Tampa tied up their series. So we got 2 already going to Game 7s. Maddie, what's going on in the hockey playoffs, man?
Yeah, we're setting ourselves up for some Game 7s here because the Blues are gonna roll here.
In sports,
is
better than the words Game 7.
Yeah, definitely.
And it looks like
we could have 3 of them the way if the scores hold currently, because the Blues are going to end up knocking off Minnesota 4-2 here in that series, it looks like. But Oilers are up 2-0 in the middle of the second. They're down 3-2 in the series. Tomorrow night we have 3 more Game 6s. We got the Rangers Penguins. Pitt leads that one 3-2. Capitals Panthers. Florida leads that one 3-2. Flames Stars to end the night. And Calgary leads that one 3-2. So, we have a chance at 3 more tomorrow as well to get to a Game 7. A lot of good games going on. All of them have been tight, it seems like, too. That Leafs Lightning game tonight, Game 6 was nuts. Toronto had a good chance to end the series. They're up 3-2. Late in the third, I think 6-7 minutes left. Tampa ties it up. Braden Point gets another goal in overtime late with like minute 15 left. The champs aren't dead yet, so if you want to get through them, man, you're gonna have to give them shot after shot after shot. And that team's they're so loaded still, and
that team has played so many hockey games in the last couple of years.
If you want to feel good as a Chicago fan, they feel like a modern day Chicago Blackhawks.
It's impressive, man. What they're doing right now still, and Toronto's loaded with talent, and it feels like this might be the year that they finally kind of punch through.
But who knows?
What a way to lose again.
Imagine like the first round you get that draw. It's like, come on.
Yeah, and Connor McDavid, just the NHL wants to see him make a playoff run. He's scratching and clawing. They're down 3-2 in their series. They got a 2-goal lead right now, but anything can happen still in that one. So I don't know. Games are getting wild. That Florida Washington series has been nuts too, because it just kind of feels like, I think Washington was up 3-0 last night, blew that lead, and it's so unpredictable. Louis Domingue from Pitt, is a horrible goalie, backup goalie, not a good player at all. Finds a way to keep scratching and clawing wins. It's none of these guys are just going to especially the like we talked about Tampa, and you look at Pittsburgh, they got so much championship talent too. You're just not going to knock these teams off like in any kind of easy fashion typically. So it's cool to see.
It is. It's been incredible playoffs, and like you said, there's a possibility of 6 Game 7s after tomorrow, after Friday night is said and done. That's got to be a record.
It's the first round.
Matt, yeah, exactly. That's insane. What team has surprised you the most in these NHL playoffs so far, whether for positive or negative?
I don't know. Probably. I'm talking about championship pedigree, and the Kings still have a little bit around, and that team being up 3-2 against a team that you would think is overmatched talent-wise. Kings, Jonathan Quick's still around, Kopitar's still around. They still got some of those guys that are won some cups for them back in the day, and so seeing them kind of attack Connor McDavid and Draisaitl and all that overloaded Edmonton team is just spilling with talent. Another one too, the Blues just finding a way to just steamroll the Wild. I thought the Wild were going to be a tough out. They kind of just finished that series off tonight in 6 games. It's looking like, so that's been a little bit of a surprise to me as well.
for sure. Make sure when you're not watching the NBA playoffs, check in with the NHL playoffs. This is about the time of year where I start getting a little more into it once the Blackhawks get eliminated. So let's move into some baseball.
December.
Yeah, well, that was what was it? The first 10 games of the year, or whatever that was. That great start that we had. So, yeah, that was a quick hockey season for me. But I'm back now. Like I said, baseball. We got the Cubbies. They're at 11-19. They are in Arizona today on Friday at 8:40. Obviously, the product on the field is subpar. But guys, I'm telling you right now, I almost wish they would just move the Cubs to the NL West for the rest of the year so I can turn on a Cubs game and fall asleep every night.
Can I warn everybody on something?
Let's hear
this
it.
is on Apple TV. This is not on Marquee. This is not on ESPN. This is on nothing other than Apple TV. The White Sox have been on this twice this year. I think this is the first time for the Cubs. This is strictly on Apple TV. Unfortunately, I don't know if I had Apple TV. I'm going to try and get it before tomorrow night. But you cannot watch this game unless you have Apple TV, which, from what I've heard from some White Sox games, sucks.
Yeah, I've not heard good things. And
it's not going to be the same. It's not the same broadcast either.
No, it's their broadcast team. But I will warn you, Zach, if you have to pay for this, just skip
don't
it.
do it. Don't do it. It's one game. If you're already paying for a subscription kind of for Marquee, do not pay extra for one game against the Arizona Diamondbacks on Apple TV. But if you have Apple TV, just watch it. I don't think it's going to be that great of broadcasting, but hopefully the Cubs get the W. 11-19. We need it.
Can I give you guys a little insight as to where my mind's at right now with the Cubs?
Sure.
Okay, so remember last year I didn't switch from Hulu because, me just being hard-headed and lazy.
Yes.
Well, I switched to DirecTV Stream on opening day so I could watch the Cubs. And I'll be very honest, there's a good chance that I'm going to cancel that and just re-up my MLB audio package on my phone so I can just listen to the Cubs radio call because I have zero desire to pay $75 a month to watch this baseball team. I listen to those games all the time, but right now I have very little desire to watch.
So what are you going to watch then? Are you going to get rid of DirecTV Stream?
Yeah, I'll probably go back to Hulu. Like Hulu Sports are just way better than DirecTV Stream.
And how much is Hulu Sports?
$10 a month cheaper.
Oh my God, dude!
No, you're not a. No, I don't think you're
$10 cheaper.
I'm not saying it's not
to watch the Cubs.
No, you're not understanding. It's not just because of that. I'm saying, first of all, Hulu TV is way better. I'm losing a ton of channels, and I throw the Cubs on in the background. It's just.
What channels do you lose when you go to
we talk like the all the NHL games are on Hulu because of the ESPN Plus thing, and then what's the other one?
No. Every NHL playoff game is on ESPN or ESPN2.
Okay.
So that's going to be on DirecTV. I've not missed any games.
There's also all of the alternatives with all of the college sports on, and I watch a ton of college baseball that I cannot watch now because none of it is on the DirecTV streaming channels.
I watch plenty of you can watch, there's games on ESPN, ESPNU, ESPN2.
There's literally 150 ESPN alternate channels on Hulu Live.
Insane. Go on. You're insane.
I'm about done with it. I'm thinking about going back to the audio.
Go like this. That's called a hard head. That's what you're doing right now.
I'm losing out on college baseball, and it's driving me nuts right now.
To watch a team you like to watch, they're not that bad.
But I don't like watching them right now because they're not good.
So I'm just going to pay $10 less a month to watch college baseball. What are we talking about?
And then I will listen to it, the radio call on my phone.
How about this? You go to Audacy.
Or I'll just come over to your house and watch it there.
Or you go to the Audacy app and you go to 670 The Score and you can watch every game for free.
No, they black those out.
They says you can.
MLB.
That's what it says.
Can you really? Last time I tried it, they blacked out all the.
You are unbelievable.
No, this was.
No, I'm just saying you're unbelievable. That I would rather just listen to the Cubs game on radio.
I'm just. Yeah, I'm about done with DirecTV stream. I'm about done with DirecTV stream.
Boom, Maddie, you want to say something here because I feel like we've just talked right over you.
I got nothing for this one. Sometimes you just got to wind the cousins up and let them go at each other for a little bit. So.
Listen, I know I'm an idiot. I'm not arguing that point.
Because you're just being so hard-headed that I want to get rid of a subscription to get a subscription that's $10 less because I want.
And not to mention that I have to, when I do Hulu, then I also get ESPN Plus and Disney Plus. Now I'm having to pay for both of those, so it's actually probably a $25 difference.
ESPN Plus is like what, $5 a month?
Yeah, and Disney Plus is what, $12, $13 a month or something? I don't even know.
What do you watch on Disney Plus?
The Simpsons, literally every night.
Are they on Disney Plus?
Yes, because Fox got bought by Disney.
That's honestly kudos.
Money doesn't grow on trees, Zachary. Some of us have to save $25 a month. We're in a goddamn recession. We are in a recession.
You just said $10.
Yeah, well then I forgot about Disney Plus. I forgot about ESPN Plus. Now we're up to like $25, $28. There's a recession going on, pal. We got to save money.
Let's move on. You're just an idiot.
All right, moving on. The White Sox are getting absolutely spanked right now.
Well, let's say this. Going into the 8th inning, it was 7-7.
Yeah, and it's 14-7.
Then it ended up
14-7.
The Yankees went crazy.
The Yankees put up 7 in the top of the 8th. My God.
So the White Sox could end the night at 500.
Hate to see it.
Yeah.
Hate to see it. But this does not look good.
Matt, any thoughts on the Southsiders?
Nope, none. Just bet they wish they had Craig Kimbrell still.
No, I don't think they do that. But, I mean, this is just not good.
I know. Kimbrell stinks, but I don't know.
It's crazy though. Like the Yankees coming to town.
Their fans were very loud at the beginning of the season. They're fucking 500 going into May, halfway through May. It's interesting. That's all I'm gonna say.
You lose to a team like this in a game like this. This is not good. This is the best in the American League. This is
and they have
in a division that's very good, and you're gonna do this. This just is not good.
And to throw a little salt in the wound, on Friday at 7:10, they have Velasquez starting against Garrett Cole. So not looking great there for him either.
Pitch, though.
Yeah, but Velasquez is pretty god-awful. Saturday, it looks like Keuchel's going again. He's going against Montgomery. And then on Sunday, Kopech, who is absolutely shoved this year, is going against, is it Cortez or Cortez?
Nestor Cortez. He's awesome.
Mike Kopech has been playing so well.
Yeah, it's a good
between
matchup.
Those two.
Both of them have been great.
As a Cub fan, I know it's hard to say, I don't want Michael Kopech to do whatever, but he has been through some injuries or whatever. It's fun to see him play well.
Yeah, and dealing with, I think, some like mental health issues and stuff with that.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to see anything with that.
Kid's absolutely shoving. I mean, and like you said, Matt, between those two starters on Sunday, the combined ERA is under 2.5 if you combine both of their ERAs. So that should be a fun one on Sunday. Now watch, that'd be the one where like they both get run out of the game in the 4th inning. But White Sox got to do some, got to get themselves back in here. But with all the injuries, I mean, I don't know. They got a lot of work to do. As of right now, they are 2.5 behind Minnesota. So big month ahead for the White Sox. Before we move on, we have to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee. They have the best coffee around that you can find. They work with our guy, Dom Frederick, Ian Happ. So it is good stuff. They would not promote bad coffee. So make sure you check out their website, connectroasters.com. Follow them on Twitter at connectroasters. You can find their products at Foxtrot Market and Dom's, with some more locations coming in the future. Also, Home Run Club is back. Make sure you join and receive some discounts for every time that Ian Happ goes yard. Shout out to Connect Roasters, the only coffee that I will drink. All right, boys, we got a new pick 3 this week. Found this one floating around on the internet, and it is fictional football characters. So we've got a list here. Unlike normal, because it never happens, I'm going to go first this week with my pick. It's just it never. I never go first. I'm just so selfless like that.
Yeah, right.
I'd like an audit of that.
Go
ahead. Check the tapes.
Go on.
Give me, and Matt, I'm sorry I have to do this, but it is one of the few books I have ever read.
You son of a bitch.
I'm taking Boobie Miles. Give me Boobie Miles in the backfield. I mean, just
I don't like you at all.
Sad what happened to the injuries, but incredible book as well. I can't say that about a lot of movies. So I'm going Boobie Miles first overall.
Maddie, I'll let you go second.
No, you can go. You said you were taking second. I'm ready for the wrap.
All right, I'm going to take Paul Crew. Is it Crew?
Ooh. Yeah.
It's a good pick.
I mean, he's
Great
a celebrity. Pick. I mean, that movie is awesome. Adam Sandler, that character's. I mean, he's a very good quarterback also. So,
and not to mention that, Zach, he's got the IQ too. You know, the fake play where he's running at the sidelines yelling
hey, he knows football.
Absolutely. I like that pick. Maddie, what do you got? Your 2 on the wrap.
I'm going to kill the quarterback. I'm going to kill Boobie Miles. I'm going to get Alvin Mack at one linebacker.
Good choice.
And then I'm going to go with another linebacker, and it's going to be Bobby Boucher. I'm going to start murdering people.
Choice.
Alvin Mack, the quarterback. Alvin Mack is – talk about an injury at the wrong time. Early 90s, blow out your knee like that. Like, it's just it's a death sentence that it wouldn't be right now. And that guy would have just been an absolute maniac in the NFL.
Absolutely. And Matt, I don't know about you, but he was like my introduction to trash talking, and he was the best trash talker.
Great trash
of
talker.
All fictional characters.
Great player. Just smart, heady, knew the defense, team leader. Great on the field, too. You can't pass up an Alvin Mack. I feel like a steal at the 3rd pick. And then Bobby Boucher was just obviously, a legendary defensive player. The Mud Dogs with Bourbon Bowl is just
the SC-LSU Mud Dogs. I mean,
you can't make that up on the back of a guy who was the water boy and all of a sudden an All-American linebacker.
And not to, like you said, Matt, he was the water boy, keep the team hydrated, keep everybody healthy, and just a very genuine, sweet person.
Yep.
You can't ask for a whole lot more.
Yeah, all-around team guy.
Great choice. Zach, who do you got in your second round?
I'm going to take Thad Castle. Thad Castle is one of the craziest human beings you will ever meet. Probably did some steroids, probably did some crazy stuff. But Thad Castle is going to get to the quarterback every time.
Good choice. Great linebacker. Also, kind of
may
keeps
have been
the vibes
some
a little
steroids.
Loose.
Who knows?
Yep. Sometimes you got to do an oil change. Good choice. I like that. I get my. It taught you a lot of stuff too.
Hey, I think Blue Mountain State got not enough seasons.
Yeah, I agree. Kind of cut that. Could have kept it going. I think.
Or not.
Yeah, fair. That's fair. Oh boy, we're running out of defensive players. I'm just going to go all offense. I think at quarterback, give me Willie Beeman. I'll take Willie and the Sharks. Little razzle dazzle for you. Never saw Any Given Sunday?
No.
Good movie. Great movie.
Oh, great
good
movie.
Pick too, Boomy.
Any Given Sunday. I'll have to watch it.
I believe, Zach, it's on Netflix. I just watched it not too long ago. Again, I've watched
review.
It. Absolutely. That's a great movie. One of Al Pacino's speech in that movie is one of the greatest
Al
sports
Pacino
movie
has
speeches.
a speech in that movie?
Oh, yeah. It's the 6 inches
legendary
in front of your face speech.
A legendary speech.
Oh my gosh, I have to watch
Great
it.
movie, dude. It's a must watch if you haven't seen it. It's a great.
I have never seen it.
It's not a good movie. It is a great movie to watch. Just
Should I
put it
watch
that
it
way.
tonight?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yes, you should.
it's a good movie
this
for the
podcast.
state of mind that you'll be in. Yes.
So
Zach,
when this
Matt Cameron
podcast
Diaz,
comes
right?
out, I might be a little sleepy, but I'm going to stay up and watch this movie.
All right.
Who's next pick? I'm so sorry.
You're good. I got my 3rd round pick. Oh boy. Sorry, Matt. I got to do it. Give me Tim Riggins. I need a fullback.
I hate you. This is just
Tim
ridiculous.
Riggins.
Right.
I mean, Andy can play both ways. I mean, this is a no-brainer. I mean, he'll play fullback. He'll play some linebacker.
Can I talk about the character that is Tim Riggins?
The 40-year-old or the 16-year-old with 40-year-old problem.
Like he's like addicted to alcohol. Like he's like a junior in high school.
He's got like old man
What are we
problems
talking
at
about?
16.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, lives with his brother who's also a deadbeat.
Yeah. He just
Banging-
wakes up in the morning,
banging
goes
his,
to high school.
35-year-old neighbor. You know,
Yeah,
he's
drinks a beer on his way to high school. That was a wild
that's
character.
awesome. Great.
Zach, your 3rd rounder.
Kind of a character guy for Boomy over there. It makes sense.
Grit and hard work. Yeah.
I have Paul Carew. I have Thad Castle. I'm gonna go as it says Maggot. Which is Nelly from what is it? What's the movie?
Any given
Longest
no,
Yard.
that's,
Same thing
Longest
Paul
Yard.
Crew's from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the combo.
I couldn't remember. I think that that character is so fun to watch because like they don't think he's any good or whatever, and he's just super good. Did not realize his name was Maggot.
Yeah. I wonder if
And
he's
also-
modeled after former Giants running back David Maggot.
That makes sense.
Is that what it's from?
Maybe. David Maggot was a pretty good running back.
Also, his character contributed to one of the best movies in cinematic history when the old guy goes, he's
Country
real
Grammar?
fast. Good one. But when the old guy goes, he's so fast, he's real fast, he makes fast people look not fast. Just an all-time line.
Yeah, nailed it.
Great
It's a
movie.
good movie.
choice.
I love that movie.
It is a good movie. Last pick. I don't really like anybody that's left, to be perfectly honest. I'm really upset. So I'm just going to take Falco. Replacements. I wish I could get his kicker who smokes fucking smoking heaters at the 50-yard line before he's kicking. But that'd be more my style. But yeah, we'll take Falco in this case to end the draft.
It's not for the last pick of a draft that only had 12 candidates to get Shane Falco ninth.
Yeah,
that's not the worst
scrappy
thing in the
for
world.
sure. You know what I mean? Like he's a guy that he's gonna fight and claw to try to get you a win. And I got murders on the defensive side. So
yeah, you're gonna have to score like 13 points a game.
it's true.
You
Shouldn't
can
be a
do
problem
that with
for
Shane Falco at the helm. Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be an issue.
I completely agree. Let's move into our everyday Madden ratings. And obviously, with the weather getting nicer, we've got some yard work we've got to do. I know I've mowed once. Zach, you probably mowed a couple times. Maddie, you got a couple mows in the bag so far this year, boys.
I'm one deep so far.
Same.
I'm ready for another though. The lawn is very, very long at the moment. Just threw fertilizer down at the last week, and so that's taken off now too. So I got
one mow in, and all of the rain came in, and that was like 2 weeks ago. So my yard looks like a hayfield, but that's what my Saturday morning is set aside.
If you live anywhere near me, you notice that I may use my grandpa's lawnmower. So
and how would they notice that, Zach?
I'm driving across town. Got the headphones in right here. Same headphones. And I'm just cruising. And unfortunately, I've only cut the grass twice. So
well, you've got us beat.
It's gotten pretty long. I've had to unclog it a few times. But yeah, I go back and forth from my grandparents' house and use their lawnmower. It's a great time. My grandparents, I think they're okay with it.
Did you never ask for permission?
I always ask for.
Okay.
I did, but yeah, I look like a goofball, but I don't care.
Yeah,
I could care less.
I would imagine. Well, along with mowing, there's a lot of other things that go with our lawn care. So we're going to give ourselves our Madden ratings of a couple of these things. First thing is mulching. I will start off. I hate mulching.
What is
My wife
mulching? Can you explain to me?
like taking mulch and spreading it into a flat surface, giving yourself a nice
A
I
mulch
guess
area.
mulch area. Yeah, I stink at it. I hate it. Anytime I am in charge, grass grows through in like 2 minutes. It feels like
What
so.
is Matty got his hands on his head for?
You guys are killing me here.
I hate mulching. It is the
No.
worst.
I love mulch. I have never mulched before. I've lived in my house for what now? Is it 2 years?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
think. What am I asking? Boom. How long have I lived in my house for, Boomy? Um. Um. But I'm going to be mulching this year. I'm very excited to do that. Um. Can I give the rating right now?
Well, aren't you a not attempted yet? If you've never done it, you're kind
Yeah,
of
that's
like
what
a
I'm saying.
prospect in
I'm
the
gonna give
waiting.
myself a 30. I'm gonna give myself
Okay.
a strict 30. But next year, oh, not even next year. Like, give me 2 months. I'll be back and I'll be better than ever. My parents are gonna help me out with the mulching outside, and I'll be back better than ever. Maddie, please don't be disappointed in me. I know Boomy's a failure. He doesn't want to do any mulching.
Yeah, I'm a solid 45. I never gave a number, but
No.
like
You're
I'll
not
do it.
45. You're not
I'm
40
better than
fucking
you at it
five.
right now. You've never done it.
You're not 45.
I'm
Give me
better
a
than you. You've
break,
never even
Boomy.
tried it.
Yes, I have.
You just said you never did it.
At my house, I've done it at my
Oh,
grandparents'
I thought
house.
you meant like in life you've never had to lay mulch out.
45? You've never done it ever, maybe.
You're an idiot. We literally have a patch right next to our door that is mulched, you dummy.
Hey,
Maddie, what's
Patch.
yours? You're not 45. Let's just say Maddie Boomy's not a 45.
Probably it's somewhere in the 80s. I did it for
Oh, yeah. I
work
believe
for a
that
few
for sure.
for a few summers, so I've done mulch fucking a lot. I've spread a lot of mulch in my day. Outside
Can
of
I ask you a question about mulch, though?
I just did probably a little over 3 yards in my house too, like last
Do you
weekend
need
or
to,
2 weeks ago.
take away last year's mulch before you put this year's mulch
No,
on?
you
Or
can
how
throw
does
it
this
on
work?
top. What's the I'm drawing a total blank. Decomposes. There we go. It decomposes into the ground a little bit, disappears. Some birds and rabbits and
Might
shit
get
like that
mowed
will take
away a
some of
little
it.
bit.
It'll get mowed away. Yeah, it'll start
That'll
to
happen a lot
disappear
if
over
you're me.
time. I usually throw it
No, you
down.
know what I mean, though.
I'm probably in every other year mostly.
Yeah,
Like
Boomy's
every year
mowing in the
I'll
mulch.
throw like I put a shitload out this year. I went through a little over 3 yards. So like next year I'll just have to do a little bit on top just to kind of refresh it a little bit. But
Well, I might not be a 45, but I'm at least a 31 because I know I'm better than you, Zach.
No, you
I'll
are
say an
not.
84. I'm
No,
gonna
you
give
We'll have
are
a,
myself an
not.
84.
I think you're being
Yeah,
modest here, Maddie. I think
no,
you're
I
being
think you're
modest.
being way too fucking confident, Boomy.
We'll have to have a mulching contest and see who turns out better.
Me, Boomy, mulch off.
Mulch off, and Matt gets to judge.
Fair
That'd be
enough.
Mulching
hilarious.
contest.
That would be one of the funniest things I've ever done in my life.
I want
All right.
time lapse videos, please.
Can we do it at my house, though, so we mulch my house?
Pigoy's done time lapse videos. Have him help you set up for that.
Yeah, we'll call in Pigoy for the filming.
Very
Next
true.
one on our list is hedge trimming the hedges. This is something.
Can I go first?
Sure. Go ahead, Zach.
I have to be like a 70 to 80. Me and Boomy, our grandma has me go up there, do some hedge trimming. I feel like I just love the hedge trimming.
I'm with you.
It's almost like sculpting something. Like you feel like an artist doing it.
Yeah, I'm completely with you.
Probably a 63 because I've done it a lot. I'm not very good at it, and hedge trimmer sent me to the hospital once. So
Ooh.
How is that possible?
like at the end of in the fall when you chop down your your perennials that grow, and you cut down the daylilies, you cut down the grasses, all that shit. Well, I had this bright idea. Instead of using my weed eater like I typically do and just hacking it down, I was trimming some hedges in the fall just to like clean them up so they grew in a little bit better. And I'm like, I already got the hedge trimmers out. I'll just start chopping these down. Hand slid off like a piece of the flower.
Maddie,
And,
how can you be mad at the plant though?
I'm not. I'm mad at myself, but that's why I can't. That's why I have to dig myself. On
So you grabbed the thing essentially?
I cut my finger. I had gloves on. Luckily, and
can you want to hear what Boomy's done?
You can see the scar right there. Maybe, yeah, there it is. There's the scar.
Oh
my!
It was doing the fountain thing. So like if I
the blood is
no
the
fountain thing, yeah.
Don't say
me out. That freaked me out.
Oh yeah. That's disgusting.
Yeah,
that's gross.
Wild. It was bad.
I'll give myself that was like the first chore I had to start doing it.
I know what Boomy has done though.
Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. Can
I say it?
Go ahead.
So we share the same grandma because we're cousins, and he went up there one time, and he was cutting the hedges, and he cut the cord. He cut the extension cord.
Yeah,
yeah.
Easy to do. I see a lot of people. Yeah, you shock yourself pretty good too. Usually, if you do it.
See, This
you
is
did it though. Am I wrong?
You're right, but let me add to it. I have done that on more than 2 occasions.
Oh no, Boomy!
I have cut the electrical cord 3 times.
I had an old like a little shitty snowmobile, like electric snowmobile or snowblower, just a small one. Snowmobile, yeah. Fuck. Just a snowblower. So like, I did a turn one time, like in my driveway. Kind of turned around. I did a turn up, and didn't notice the cord got caught in the blade. That thing snipped right in half too.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, Matt. You said like a lot of times you get shocked. I've done it 3 times and I never got shocked from it somehow. Yeah. But I will say, having to do it from a young age.
You're probably too dense.
That is.
I don't think so.
He froze.
Like you said, just too dense. But I will say my skills are pretty good. I've been doing it for a long stuff like a 59, just because of how many electrical cords I've gone through.
Yeah,
good gone through fingers.
Yeah, we're not the best hedge trimming crew here. When we've got blood squirting out of hands and electrical cord graveyard. Last one we've got is, well, tell that to your middle finger on your left hand.
This last one, I'm very confused by.
Like, do you water the lawn?
Yeah, he goes lawn watering. What am I supposed to do? Walk around with my hose saying, here.
Yeah, that's what people do.
Water. That's what's called rain.
Nah,
then put your own ideas in there. We've done everything. So I was just coming up with stuff. What do you do in July when there's no rain, numbnuts?
I got some sprinklers I set up. That's about it.
See, that's lawn watering.
It's funny the way you said lawn watering.
Yeah, that was a weird way.
I got a couple of those ones that you stick in the ground.
I know what you mean though, because honestly, in my yard, I should. Well, so it's weird. In my yard, I have the yard to the right, and like my backyard gets like the same amount of sun, but the left front yard is under some trees, so it doesn't get the same. So I feel like if I get in like there's like a corner that's like muddy kind of, and I should probably put a little bit of grass seed in there and do that. Watering. I'm
atrocious at this. I have a patch where like our dog goes out, so like it's just dirt there. And I tried a couple years ago to grow some seed and water, and it just never works. So I'm giving myself like a 7. I'm terrible at it. I don't ever like Matt. You say about the sprinklers. I know, like especially in those like July and August days when there's just no rain and your yard's yellow, that you should probably water it. But my
Yeah,
yard's
when the
too
city
big.
tells you no watering days, fuck that too. I'm paying for water. I can water my yard when I need to.
Yeah,
See,
you don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, come on.
thought this was America.
Yeah,
This is America.
pay like
Yeah,
$100 a
exactly.
month water bill. Yeah, you can only water every other day.
So have we given our ratings?
7.
79. Only because of strategic planning, awareness.
I'm gonna give myself a 50 because I would if I should more. Nah, no.
Zach would be out there with like a watering can, like a flower can.
Other.
Fucking throwing it.
Get taller.
Making 97 trips to the faucet.
I'll take a 35.
All right, that's fair.
Room to grow.
That is fair.
Room to grow.
And I like you got some strategic plans to attack this as well. So definitely your stock is on the up. Mine is just
come to fucking
steady.
TCF. You get lawn care advice. Even Jesus, what don't we do?
Well, that's what we keep. That's what we got you for, Maddie.
Oh,
You're the lawn care guy. You've got sprinkler systems, and you're
No, that's not systems. It's garden hoses and steak sprinklers, dude.
that Matt. That's a system compared to what I have. All right, so just take your win. All right, yeah. Come for the Cubs talk. Stick around for the lawn care advice. That should be our new tagline. Let's move in, boys. We got to wrap things up here with our TCF top 3. And I don't know why this came to my head, but we're going to do the TCF top 3 of country flags. There's some great flags out there.
Who wants to go first, Boomy or Maddie?
Of course, Boomy. Might as well. He doesn't ever go.
Yeah, I mean, being I never go first, I mean, I might as well do it twice in the same episode. So get these all in here. My first one, I have, and I don't. I got to be careful here. These are also not choices based on like how much we like this country or the government.
Give it to us.
Saudi Arabia's got a good flag. All right, it's a good sword.
Maddie,
it's cool.
Boomy, can you tell us what this means?
Do you want?
It means we're gonna get canceled.
We might be getting canceled. We might need. Let's just move on.
Well, I didn't pick them for what like the country that they belong to.
You also never looked it up though. Like you had.
That is true. I looked it up about 45 minutes ago. But it is a cool flag. I like that one.
Screams peace.
Not cool at all. Let's move on.
Great sword. It's because I'm a sword guy. I like swords.
Move on.
I got one literally right there. My next one is Mozambique. Solid flag that Mozambique has here. Great coloring. The green, the yellow,
cool.
the
They
red.
have like two different. Like what is it? A gun and what is that?
It looks like
book.
obviously a book. But some sort of gardening implement.
So obviously a book.
Well, the one thing is obviously a book.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what the other implement is, but that's a solid flag.
Move on.
It's a gun with a machete.
It's obviously a book.
Hey, let's be real here.
I clearly chose violence here.
Imagine having a machete. Like, so
Nice.
You think I may not get it close enough to shoot you, but I will hopefully get enough to stab you with my knife.
These flags, he could fight wars in the 1800s or the 2000s. Versatile.
Very versatile war flags. And
what's the next
my
one?
last one is a country that actually changed its name a couple years ago, so most people don't know it, the name of it. But it is Eswatini is the name of the country. It used to be known as Swaziland in South Africa.
Should have stuck with Swaziland. I like that better.
That's way
They said,
cooler.
I agree.
What is this though? Like it looks like a lemon.
And
then like what is it like?
That's a shield.
That looks like
I saw
lemon.
yin yang football.
No,
it's a shield.
That's a lemon.
Yin yang football
with
definitely.
like two leaves on the outside, and then
that's a football guy's flag right there if I've ever seen one.
That was like Hey Arnold.
And we got some spears. A great coloring system too. Big fan of Eswatini's flag they got here.
Swaziland's a better name.
Swaziland is a better name.
I'm gonna go next because I know that we will not be mixing them up. First, I'm going to go with this is called Palu.
Yeah, it's called preschool.
It's called Palu. And guess what does this look like, boys?
Polka dot.
Looks like the High Noon label.
Oh,
It does.
yeah,
I'll give you that.
Palu.
Is
No, me and Chance's brother, we looked this up, and it's Palu. We even looked up the pronunciation to it. Palu.
There it is.
Very
The
cultured.
next
Is it
one.
a country if it doesn't have a Wikipedia page?
Palu.
Oh, there it is.
Give me a break.
Yeah, that's Micronesian country.
Doesn't it look like the High Noon label though?
Yes, it does.
It does.
That's called preschool.
That's exactly why we did that. Belize. Belize is my next because look at these fine men.
This is like the black hand shaking the white hand like meme. This is awesome.
The meme in flag form.
This is awesome.
I didn't think that would be the case, Maddie. But
this is awesome. I love it.
I
love it.
It's like PC.
A lot going on.
They should be shaking hands.
Let's play baseball or cut down a tree.
That's so true. Or ride a ship. Ride a ship. You want to know what my next one is, boys? Mexico.
There you go.
Great flag.
Listen, I kind of like how it's kind of like Italy, but
a predator bird getting the serpent.
But look
awesome.
at that bird getting the snake.
With some flair. I love it.
I hate snakes. The snake is dead.
Yeah, that's a great. And they got some cacti on the bottom. Great choice, Zach.
Wait. 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 1 second. Cacti right here. I get the bottom
underneath the bird's feet.
That's
is
a
some
good
cactus.
call.
Yeah, man, that's a good flag.
I don't know. That's a great flag. Maddie,
which order do you got, Zach? Do you want to throw it up, or do you want
whatever
me to throw
you
it
want to do?
All right,
I got you, buddy.
I want to go traditional first. I want to go Spain. Spain's got a great crest. They've got a nice crown on top of the crest. Good, solid colors. Traditional flag. When you see this flag, you think like just very historic, powerful, meaningful. It stands for something. Cool colors, in my opinion, for a country.
And
I just want to go to Barcelona.
We'll win a World Cup.
Flag.
We'll win a World Cup.
Yeah, I just want to go to one of those old cities, Madrid, Barcelona, something like that. When you see that flag, so I really like the Spanish flag.
Have you guys left the country?
I've been to Canada.
Not to Europe. I've been to.
I've never left the country.
Been to St. Martin.
I wasn't a huge fan of Canada.
Been to Canada. Been to St. Martin.
You've been to Canada?
Yeah, I've been to Canada twice, and you're not missing out on much.
Good flag though, too. Honorable mention early, but
honorable mention.
Next one, Hockey Heaven. Simple flag, powerful flag though. Good color scheme. It's used by a lot of other countries, but I like their color combo with it the best. It's Finland. It's just a cross, kind of quadrant cross, I guess you would call it. But
because
I don't know, cool flag.
And the perfect colors, blue, white. Blue, white is just
it's simple, but it's clean. Like it's just like a nice looking flag. You can see that being versatile for many, many uses, in my opinion. That's why I like that one. Last one, I'm going to the Caribbean. I'm going to the Barbados. It's flag. It's the trident. You can't go wrong with a trident. You need to have a little bit
field goal.
Yeah,
field goal's good.
It's everything. It's the Tiger Woods almost logo. It's like
awesome, I never even thought about that.
Yeah, you got a little bit of everything almost there. So cool color scheme, cool flag, nice logo on there too. So I like that flag a lot.
Good choice. I'm a big fan of that one. Do you guys have any other ones that we maybe forgot or left out?
South Korea's is nice. I like their flag. Fiji's got a cool flag. A little bit of an ode to the the United Kingdom, and then it's got what else? It's like a baby blue too. It's a cool color.
Mm-hmm.
I like South Korea. South Korea's looks like a battle flag. Like it just looks like ready to roll.
Yeah, that was on my short list. Other ones I had was Albania's got a pretty sweet flag.
Theirs looks intimidating, but it looks like it looks like you're in trouble.
Fellas, can I tell you we are missing one? The US of A.
Well, obviously, I thought that went without saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying, US of A.
Good flag.
Absolutely. The other one that I had
best.
Nepal. Nepal has like the one that's not a normal flag.
They've got like
it's like the state of Ohio.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a great flag. I love, for some reason, I could sit and look at this list of like world flags for way longer than I care to admit.
I like when like countries share almost the exact same flag, like Ivory Coast and Ireland. They're like reversed. It's the orange, white, and green. Yeah, it's awesome.
Shout out Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka's got a great flag too. They got a lion carrying a sword. That's pretty sweet.
I'm really surprised Boomy didn't go with the Russian flag too on top of like his choices. But
he's a big Putin guy.
Yeah.
Let's take it easy here. Macedonia, great flag. I have a soft spot in my heart for Lebanon. My best friend's family's from there. They got a pretty sweet tree.
They got a cool flag. Yeah, it's a very interesting tree.
Yeah, I could sit here and look at this list for the next hour and a half. I'll be very honest.
No way.
I love flags. I don't know what I'm a dork. I don't even care. Zimbabwe, great flag. Great color scheme in Zimbabwe's flag there.
Shout out Za.
Yep, absolutely. Brazil, I mean, that's kind of another traditional one, but tried and true, green, blue, and yellow. I mean, can't go wrong there. All right, I need to exit out of that tab, so I stop looking at flags because we'll never end this show. But let us know the ones that we missed. But we'd like to thank everyone for joining us for episode 135 of Typical
Wales.
Chicago Fans.
The green and white with the red dragon.
Which one?
The Wales flag. That was one I forgot.
Wales is a good one too. Yeah, that dragon is so big.
That's intimidating. Those people, that looks like a mean flag.
That seems like a cool one to carry to a soccer game.
Fellas, so it's Thursday. It's been a while since we've done a podcast. Let's say we will have one out Tuesday morning. The next one. We're not.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on this weekend.
Let's get more. We got. It's more me than anything, but let's get more into it. We'll have a episode 136 out. If it's anything, it's just one or two people. We will have it out Tuesday morning. We're gonna get more into the Cubs and White Sox, the playoffs, NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs. Whatever it takes, we will have more content out.
Absolutely. Summer coming up, going to be some fun stuff coming as well after that. So make sure that you check into all of our socials, Facebook, Instagram, give those pages a like, Twitter, @typical_Chicago, head to YouTube, check out all that content in video form. Wherever you get your podcast, make sure you check us out there and tell a friend to give us a subscribe to, give us a shot, and stick around and find out what you like, because like you said earlier, Matt, we've got everything from sports to lawn care advice, so a little bit of everything. But thank you for joining us. You can follow Zach @ZLilia, TCF, Maddie @schools_01. You can find me @BoomyTCF. That was episode 135 of Typical Chicago Fans. We love you all.
Peace.